As we go through our workday, we touch a lot of surfaces, some of which might be contaminated. Millions of workers every day are at risk from contaminations called blood-borne pathogens. Blood-borne pathogens are present in infected human blood and certain other bodily fluids, and some of them carry potentially fatal diseases. No matter what kind of work you do, you should always be aware of the risk of exposure to blood-borne pathogens, because when you know the risk, you can take precautions. You can be exposed to a blood-borne pathogen by touching an infected person or their secretions, or you can be exposed by touching something that has been contaminated by an infected person. So how do you protect yourself? You have to understand that something can be contaminated and the infected organism may not be visible. For example, linens, tabletops, washrooms, door handles, anything that may have been used or touched by someone else can spread a dangerous germ or virus. When you come into contact with an infected surface, the organism can transfer to you. Once it is on your body, any body opening can allow this pathogen to enter your system. This includes your nose, mouth, eyes, other body openings, any mucous membranes, and any cuts, abrasions, or any other breaks in the skin. For example, if an infected person coughs or sneezes on a table which is not cleaned after use, and then you touch the table with your hands, the infection may now be on your hands. If you rub your eyes or eat anything, the infection can pass into your system. This can be prevented by following simple guidelines that will protect you from exposure. You don't know if someone with a contagious disease has touched the surface, so good hand washing is the first and most effective method to prevent spreading infections. Always treat blood, body fluids, broken skin, and mucous membranes as if they were infected, and use proper gloves before cleaning anything that may have been exposed. Wash your hands before putting on gloves and immediately after removing them. If soap and water is not available, you can use a waterless hand sanitizer. Never touch clean objects with contaminated gloves, and avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, or mouth until after you have washed your hands. Protect yourself from blood-borne pathogens. Use appropriate disinfecting agents and use proper hand washing techniques. Thanks for watching and have a safe day.
All right. So that's that video. Just a couple of quick points and we'll move on to the next video. Universal precautions are observed here at BCI in order to prevent contact with blood and other potential infectious material or matters by the use of PPE. That is why we're asking you to wear those rubber gloves, wear your goggles, wear your black gloves, because those are what's going to keep you safe. PPE at BCI includes disposable gloves, face shield, aprons, glasses, and goggles. These are to protect your eyes, skin, and clothing and mouth and other areas that mucous membrane might be exposed. If exposure occurs at any time, you're first going to wash the area with soap and water immediately, and then you're going to get a staff person, okay? If you come across a spill on the floor here at BCI, the first thing you're going to do is keep everybody away from it and then alert staff. No OES or CES, like this gentleman said here, should be cleaning up spills. I'm not taking questions, so put your hand down. You are not to clean up spills here at BCI. If you come across any spill at BCI, you are to get with a staff person, let us identify what the spill is, and then the proper way to clean it up, all right? We know you want to be helpful, but if it's on the carpet, that's different. So if you drop something on the carpet, please pick it up. On the floor, if you walk into the bathroom or next to your line and there's a color, a green or blue or whatever colored spill, keep people around it, get staff, we'll clean it, okay?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Remember, this is the time of year your hands are going to get dry, you're going to get those little cuts and they're going to bleed. Nope, good try. Not the right answer. So you're going to wash your hands, make sure all your cuts are covered. Okay, use lotion, guys. That helps your hands from cutting. Those little paper cuts, that helps them. So always, let me finish, please. Always inform a staff person if you're bleeding or if you've been exposed to anything, or if there's a spill anywhere, and then sharp objects are thrown away into special sharp containers. On that note, if you're doing a job that requires a safety knife, you will get and you will only use a BCI safety knife. Okay? You cannot bring yours from home because that will result in you getting written up and sent home. If you are doing a job and you need a safety knife, you get with a supervisor and they will give you a BCI approved safety knife. Does everybody understand that? Yeah. That is to keep you safe, because you might use your knife, set it down, and somebody behind you grabs it. They don't know how to use it. They've cut themselves and it's your fault. That is why you are only allowed to use BCI safety knives, all right? Let's move on to hand washing, since that's the most important way to keep yourself free of disease. We'll watch the video, we'll talk real quick, and then really, guys, the rest of the time will be yours. Okay. Okay. All right. And we're rolling.
Always read the instructions before using a product.
Well, okay, I don't know what this is.
Check for
What the heck? I don't know. Hold on. Hey, Matt, are you around? This woman's going to show us how to wash clothes, not our hands. Hold on. All right, how about you close for me, Nick? All right, here we go, guys. Real quick, this is a short and sweet one.
Hand washing should take you about 1 minute. Use a timer or count from 1 to 10 in each of the following steps. Wet hands with water and apply enough soap to cover all surfaces of the hands. Let the water run smoothly to avoid touching the tap later on. Rub hands palm to palm to obtain a good quantity of foam. Then rub right palm over the back of left hand with interlaced fingers, and vice versa. Rub again palm to palm with fingers interlaced. Rub the back of your fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlocked, repeating this action for each hand. Rub rotationally left thumb clasped in right palm, and vice versa. To clean the tips of the fingers, rub rotationally backwards and forwards with clasped fingers of right hand in left palm, and vice versa. Rinse hands thoroughly with running water. Dry hands thoroughly with a single-use towel. If the tap is not thermal operated, use this towel to turn off the tap without touching it directly. Your hands are now clean and safe.
Alrighty. So I know all of you knows how to wash your hands, and you do it all the time, every time, and I don't even know why I play that video. But it is required by OSHA, so that's why we do it. Another thing I want to point out is these Lysol wipes. These are on the tables for a reason, guys. Before you eat and you take out all your goodies in your lunch bag, I highly recommend you take one of these wipes and wipe that area you were eating at, because you don't know who sat in that chair before you, and you don't know if they washed their hands. So if they didn't wash your hands, you sit down, guess what? You're going to eat their funk. So that is why we put these on the table. Please wipe your area, wipe your hands, use our waterless hand sanitizer that's all over the room. Water. Any other questions on this? I know you all are experts because you all never do anything wrong, right? See? You're perfect. Okay, you're all just so perfect. So if anybody in this room did not get a chance to vote for the Super Bowl, it's your last chance, because I will be counting tickets today when you leave. If you would like to get your ticket, if you didn't already, come see me, and then I'll let you go ahead and get your voting in, okay? All right, thank you, everyone.